In the next short video, what I would like to do is to explain how, having collected our real-time TUS data, as you can see on the thermal view survey graphical view here, how we now complement that raw data, the actual physical measurement data, with all of the settings files that we've set up previously in the software, as we've shown in a previous video. An example of this would be, how do we apply the TUS level to the data? You click on the TUS level tab in the left-hand column here, find the appropriate file name for the TUS that you're performing, and then simply press the Apply Current Survey button, and it will then apply those parameters directly to this data. We would then subsequently do the same thing for the TUS frame, thermocouple correction, and logger correction factor files. An alternative method of doing that, rather than doing it individually from the settings library files, if we go back to our master database, we can see here the blue data set that is highlighted in the database on the 1st of the 8th, 2011. You'll see here that for the headings for the settings files, there is no entry there. If we double click on that, what will happen is a dialog box will come up which will allow us to automatically select the settings files we want to use to complement the raw data that we have in the survey screen. Here we have the dialog box with no entries in it. What we do is we pick the appropriate files for each one of the settings files that we want to use in the survey, and we press the update button. Having done that, the database file will be updated accordingly to show the files that have been added to the TUS data, and so you have full traceability of the settings that have been applied or implemented with the TUS run that you're performing. Having done that, the settings files will all be live in the software. You can see here the TUS level settings have been applied to the raw data. You'll notice that they are all showing red as if they've failed. The reason for that is because they need to be moved or adjusted to fit the data. I shan't explain how to do that in this video, but it's in the next one. So that allows you full flexibility of adjusting the TUS levels to meet the data to get the complementary TUS results you need. But we have our TUS files, and you can see here in the top left-hand corner of the software, we have confirmation that the logger correction and the thermocouple correction factor files have been applied correctly to the TUS data. Let us see now, using the actual thermal view survey software, how to attach the settings files to a set of raw temperature uniformity survey data, as you can see on the screen. In the database, there is no settings files applied. So one way, as I've shown previously, is to go to the TUS levels. We'll start with the TUS level file. I'm going to pick the file I need, and in this case, it's TUS 3 level at 800, 945, and 1020 degrees Celsius. We've got the data we need, and to apply that to the data, I simply press the Apply to Current Survey button. The TUS levels now have been applied to the raw data. These need adjusting, and as I said previously, we're going to look at that in the next video in the series. An alternative way, as I've suggested, is to go to the database. You'll notice that we've applied the TUS level file here, so that's listed in the database libraries, but the other files are empty. So if I double click, mouse click on that, you'll notice that there's a dialog now where I can set up the individual settings files in one unique place. If I wasn't happy with the TUS level file I'm using, I could simply, or if I wanted to remove it, I can choose any file, including none. So if I go to none and update, click OK, you'll see that the TUS level file has been removed. I go back to the virgin raw TUS data alone. Let's go back in again and set up the file as if it was a conventional run and we want to do the full analysis. So I'm going to select the individual files, again go back in and pick the test level I want. There we go. I'm going to pick up the frame, simple 9-point frame. The thermocouple correction factor, I know it's 1004. And the logger correction factor again, 1004. And I then simply update each one of these files. And you'll notice now that in the database with the raw data, we now are showing the settings files that we've allocated or selected to complement those particular runs. So you'll see in the top left-hand corner, we have our logger correction factors applied, our thermocouple corrections applied. If I go to the TUS level library file, you can see the TUS frame that we've selected also. So it's as simple as that to apply any historically set up settings files directly to your TUS, which makes it easy, convenient, and very economic on time.